Hey Leos, welcome, welcome. I am back, guys. I am back. How are you guys doing? I am refueled and back and ready to rock and roll. All right. This is excuse me. I got a hair in my mouth. Ew. This is actually a special request from one of my viewers to do Leos first. They're going through something, and that is for them. And you know who you are, Mr. F. All right, so I was going to do this yesterday. My energies just tanked after a little while. I've been working nonstop since I've been back. Many of you that are brand new don't know I've just come off of a vacation to Florida, to Universal and Disney World. Very interesting changes that are going on over there. Very interesting, and definitely not practicing COVID over there anymore. All right. Let me turn these off for you guys. Okay. Very important message there. Ooh, I'll have to check on that right afterwards. But there has been changes over there, definitely. However, nobody wears masks. Nobody's doing, distancing or anything like that. So, very interesting. And then the differences between the theme parks is very interesting as well, because one's up and going full blown, and that's Universal Studios, and then the Disney World still got a lot of precautions going on. Definitely. So I'm going to be doing this, you guys. I've already started because I am behind. I did a collective with the new moon. If you missed that, please go back and watch that because I did miss that week and you guys didn't get a reading for that week. So I did a collective sort of for the rest of this week here. Go back and watch that. But the new moon energies, because I am filming this on the new moon. So for you guys, Leos, there's a lot of energies going on with this new moon today. So if you're really sort of emotional, sensitive, if you're unsure of what's going on, we're getting ready to catapult into some new things, move forward into some new things. You're going to be the one that's going to allow that, though. But definitely the emotions and the feelings are trying to control you, trying to control your decisions, your choices, that kind of a thing. That is the new moon energy right now. Be really, really careful in making decisions and choices until after. I'm looking at a calendar if you see me looking off, until after I'd say the 12th or 13th when this reading is for, because we don't want to make decisions off of our feelings and emotions, Leos, because what happens is sometimes those aren't right or accurate. We've got to go with what the spirit, our intuition, what we're being, what our gut feeling is saying, and not what our feelings and emotions are saying. So this is going to be a really important read for you guys because I am doing this on the 9th. And hopefully it will help you with some choices and decisions that you have to make, because that's what I keep hearing. I did upload a video this morning that I had done previously, and I edited it a little bit from Get Balance 2020 on choices and decisions, poor choices and decisions, why we make them, or why we even make the decisions, how we come to this way of making decisions in our mind. So go and watch that upload. That was done this morning, fresh this morning. And maybe this is what the divine is talking about, definitely. With his first card out. So for those of you that are brand new, I am Patty and I'm an empath, but I'm highly intuitive, extremely intuitive, with a lot of wisdom and experience because I'm a lot older than a lot of you guys. But that not only that, the wisdom comes from divine. However, this first card out is the divine's card, and I see what he's doing already. So the first card out is divine. Second card out, these are oracles that we're getting a theme from for this coming week. Second card is current energies. Third card is the future energies, which is universe. I pulled the astrology part because that card, that astrology future energy, usually equals up with what the divine's trying to do, because universe and divine are same energies. All right. So this is what we're going to see here. All right. And I can't shuffle worth beans yet this morning. Now, please be mindful. My voice is coming and going. Airplanes don't do well with me when, especially you're wearing masks for 8 hours, 6 hours. So bear with me a little bit. It's been coming and going for a couple of days. So just bear with me. All right. So we've got, so this is going to be for the 12th through the 18th. All right. So for my buddy out there that's requested the Leos, viewer, and if you do request, definitely, I will do that. So Felix, this is for you, and what you're trying to do, and hopefully what the divine is there for you, and then everybody else who's watching. I do usually let the divine pick the sign that is going to be read first, but Leo has been coming in my mind over and over, and then Felix sort of confirmed that he wanted that. So definitely the divine is definitely working on that. Okay, so let's get going, because that's what you're here for. So the first card out, oh, that's interesting. Okay, so the first card out is the owl. The owl is about the number 4 in this deck, and this is about trying to get stability back in your life, or trying to find balance, or trying to find peace in your life. And this is really important because the owl, you can either have deception or you can have wisdom. Now, I just did the video, or I was doing Virgos on distractions. Okay, so if there's any Virgo in you, you really got to pay attention to those distractions, because the distraction is a deception. And so when you guys come to a decision, or you're going through a struggle, or you're trying to go through something, and you ask divine for something or guidance, or you're looking for something specifically, the adversary is right there listening in at the same time. So do you think that, okay, you're asking the divine, I really need guidance on, for work. Do I quit this job? Do I stay on this job? Hypothetically, okay, I don't know who that's for, but hypothetically, do I stay on this job? But the adversary is listening as well. So they're going to send in a distraction, a deception, or a decoy to see if they can pull you away from your path and your journey. So this is what the divine is saying. Seek wisdom. Thank you. Seek wisdom. Seek me. And stay with that focus. Because what happens when you ask for something, there's going to be a decoy or a distraction first. Pay attention to that, because it's always going to happen, because the adversary is after your heart, right? This is where you have to take the risk. This is your current energy card. This is where your risk comes in. Do I listen to this first person? Is this sent by divine? Is it not sent by divine? And how do I figure that out? Well, you ask a lot of questions, and then you'll get a gut feeling, this doesn't feel right, or this person doesn't feel right, or whatever. And that is the divine is telling you, I didn't send them. I didn't tell you to do that kind of a thing. So that's where the risk is. And that, again, is the number 4. So the number 4 is trying to find balance and security, and just a clear focus on what you're supposed to be doing. The risk is stepping out in faith, in waiting and being patient and understanding of whatever it is that is in your life, to really question that adversary first. Are you the real thing? Or are you sheep in wolves? Are you a wolf in sheep's clothing, or whatever? Like, yeah, wolf in sheep's clothing. So you don't want the wolf, you want the sheep. Okay, the sheep is the divine, is the soft, the love, the stuff that's moving you forward. Okay, your future energy, again, is about your thoughts, your words, your intellectual analysis. I can't speak today. It's the wind fairy, and it's also the number 11, which is the number 2, to bring something together, a partnership together, or blow it apart. So this is, again, huge, huge, huge energies that are saying, pay attention so you're not deceived. Pay attention to all. Here's the thing. Your first card out is wands, words. Pay attention to the words. Listen to the thoughts of the other person. Listen, if it's a job, if it's school or whatever, listen to your thoughts, your spirit's thoughts of what it is telling you to do, not do, go, not go, whatever it is. This is a huge risk, because your current energy, what I'm hearing is step out on a leap of faith. Have trust in the unknown. Have trust in the divine. Have trust in your intuition. Okay, this is where it's going to get really, it's going to bring you to another spiritual dimension level, or it's going to keep you where you're at and you're going to have to learn this lesson again. Reason why, with the new moon energies today, that is what it's about. That is about getting to your inner self, really getting that awakening and listening to it, and getting to that place in yourself that you can really hold on to and trust and believe that that unknown is going to be there and work for you through the rest of your life. It does. It works. Been there, done that on both sides. All right. So we have the Six of Wands first out. Okay. So this is a victory. This is something that you can do. This is something within your grasp. Wisdom is in with your grasp. Now, wisdom, let me tell you something about wisdom for those of you that are new. Again, it's coming fast. Something is happening in your life fast, or traveling really fast. It's like you're on a I see a merry-go-round and somebody's revving it up, and it's going faster and faster, and you're holding on to that horse, and your feet are out there and you're just holding on for dear life. That's what I see. It's so funny. But anyway, it's not funny when you're going through it though. Okay, but there is victory in the end. There is, and then people are going to be watching you. And it's like, wow, how did you do that? How did you come through that? Wow, that was a really good decision. That was a really good choice. How did you know to make that decision? How did you know to make that choice? Again, you're back into your intellectual analysis. You're looking at the wisdom. And the wisdom, here's the thing about wisdom and knowledge. It doesn't say knowledge here. It says wisdom. Wisdom comes from divine, the unknown, the unseen, that intuition, that gut feeling, or that fight or flight. You know, why do we know to run? Why? You see fire and you don't even know what fire is, but most animals will run, even if they smell smoke. Why is it that they smell smoke? Why is it that they know it? It's already inherited in us. That's what wisdom is. It's inherited with us. Do you know that when you ask the divine a question, he already gives you the answer? You just don't want to pay attention to it. You feel it, but you don't want to go with it because that's human part of your brain. All right. This is the risk this is the current energy. This is the risk card that you're taking. That's this week. That's the 10th or the 12th through the 8th. I'm looking at the wrong calendar, 12th through the 18th. Okay. But right now, with this reading happening live on the 9th, we've got full moon energies going on as well. So you're going to feel a little unbalanced, maybe weepy, cry. It's like emotional. You might be on a little roller coaster, for a couple of days. But just don't make any major decisions during this time. If you do, give yourself some time. Just say, if you have to make a decision, say, hey, can I get back to you in a couple of days? Wait until that energy sort of slows down. It does work with our emotions and our feelings. Definitely this new moon is. It's like the tide. You got to wait for the tide to go out on an ocean. Takes a couple of hours to go on that. Give yourself that breathing space. Don't make an impulsive decision at this time, because that's when this current energy pops up, and now you're really taking a risk because you haven't crossed your T's and crossed your I's, or dotted your I's. So really make sure, because this is about your future energies, of really about your thoughts, your intellectual and deception. So don't be deceived. Don't be fooled. Because that adversary is right there. I feel that adversary right there for you guys. Okay. So it's like right on your heels, and it looks good and it may sound good, but is it a wolf in sheep's clothing? You got to really be careful about this. I like that the Six of Wands is the first card out, because the number 6 is about harmony and improvement in your life. Good things to come. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The thing is that this is about harmony in life, is about growing something together. Okay. And with these two cards, we've got the 10 of Cups. That is victory. That is accomplishment. That is everything you desired, that you have wanted. Again, our current energy card is the risk. And are you going to trust in the unseen, divine power energy, universe energy, or are you going to actually believe in what your mind and what you see? Fear. Somebody, they just said, fear is holding somebody. Maybe they've been deceived before. Maybe they've been distracted before. Maybe they're a little nervous that this can actually happen. Oh, it's too good to be true to me. So, you know, I didn't believe in miracles for many years. I believed in them for other people, but not for me until I was woken up one day, literally. And there is a story of that, I think, in the paranormal video that I have out there, in the playlist. I think it's under paranormal. But maybe it's under that one. Anyway, there's definitely everything for you. There are miracles for you. There are things that you have been asking for that they're sitting there waiting for you. However, you have your fear or your in tuneness to your own spiritual awakening is not there. That's what the divine is saying. Is that this deception? It's like it's like a little kid not knowing whether to believe, you know, that they say if there was a perp that was trying to get a kid in a car, believing if there's really candy in that car or not, or is there real candy in the car and this guy is nice and gentle and just trying to give him a ride home. They don't know. You don't know. We're children in that area. We're children in the unknown. We, even as the empath that I am, and the abilities that I have and the knowledge and wisdom that I have of divine, I'm still an infant, because I cannot see the second, well, I can't see the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth dimension. I can't see the Lion's Gate. I can't see all of that stuff. So we're still children in that. Okay. This is why we have to let go and let the energies begin to guide us, because we try to take control and we mess everything up. But this is coming to you. This is coming to you. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. I don't know what this is that is coming to you, but really pay attention to this wind fairy's future energies, because remember, we're looking at the number 2. We're looking at the number, 11, which turns to the number 2. But the thing is, we're pulling in, we're manifesting in, we're bringing in all this beautiful, beautiful energy, or we're going to blow it apart by the way that we handle it, the way that we act. So we either get deceived the wrong way and we allow ourselves to get deceived, or we actually stand our ground to our integrity, our morals of what we're trying to focus in on, and allow divine to guide it. That's the hardest thing. Just had a discussion with that with my daughter. Too many cards. If any of those cards are what you want out, then please show them. Gosh, fumble fingers today, guys. I'm fumble fingers. Yeah, somebody definitely is thinking of their future, or actually in the process of transforming. I don't like the word changing their future. Transforming. There's a transition going on. Divine has been telling me this for about 2-3 months now, that there's a big transition happening. I don't know if it's just, I'm seeing it in people around me and in my own life. I'm seeing some transitions in my life, but I'm also waiting to see if this is a transition in our reset of our world that we've been going through from 2020 on, and it's not going to stop. I'm going to say this COVID stuff, we probably will be lingering with it probably 22, 23, maybe even to 24. But it's just not going to go away for a while. Definitely not going to go away. But this, for Leos, one of you guys definitely is thinking about your future again. You're looking maybe to travel as well. However, you're getting too much into it. You're getting too much into the future. And again, we got the number 2. Okay, we've got the number 2 again. So again, you're bringing it together. So you're over processing. We want to have that intellectual analysis, but we don't want to get so much thinking in our heads that we don't see the supernatural. Okay, we want to see the supernatural part of it. Definitely. So whatever you're thinking about, whatever is going on with you, yes, you are thinking about the future, but you're overthinking it. Let the supernatural come in. This is where the wisdom comes in, okay, and the deception falls. So you'll know that it's not the right time, the right place, the right person, or whatever that is coming up. All right? Definitely. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. Ooh. 5. Oh, wow. Definitely, definitely. Okay, I got to show you this, you guys. I got to show you this. So We have the Two of Wands, right? You're thinking of your future, great, but don't be focused so far on your future. This is something that you do want to think about. You've got some beautiful, looks like somebody might be getting married. Somebody might be moving to another area to bring unity. It's sort of like if, it's sort of like my girlfriend, she's planning on moving to be with her brother in Oklahoma. She's got all her kids here in Oregon. It's sort of a sad but a happy event because she's getting older. She wants to know her brother better, but she also wants to have some help and companionship. And this is a great unity that's going to come together. Now, this is family unity. Okay, so this is family. This could be a marriage bringing in another family. Again, your in-laws kind of thing. But this could also mean family reunions, regathering, and things like that of the future. So somebody might be moving to closer to family, or might be getting married and they're going to move closer to family. However, guess who's in the middle of this mix? The devil. And the devil, again, we're talking about deception and wisdom, knowing. Okay, so thank you. So what they're saying is they're going to bring doubt into your head. Okay, so whatever is happening good in your life, it's sort of like when we say, oh, this could be too good this is too good to be true. Oh, he's probably got an ex-wife, or he's married somewhere. You go to that doubt. So somebody is going to the doubts in their head rather than listening to the spirit saying, no, the divine's sending this to you. You're manifesting it, this beautiful, beautiful future, this beautiful union, this beautiful gathering. Because again, the number 4, here we go with the number 4 for the third time. Got to listen to these numbers. When you're looking at numerology, got to listen to the numbers. You've got 2, 2 twice so far, and you've got 4. So things are supposed to be coming together, and they're coming together for the good. Also, too, you've got to be able to listen to know when you're going to be deceived, when that adversary is on your heels. So I'm going to tell you, Leos, the minute you guys are loyal people. Leos are loyal. But the minute you have some doubt, you have to go to your intellectual analysis, future energy. You have to go to that and ask yourselves, this doubt that I'm having, is it legit? Is it based on factual? Or is it the adversary trying to trick me and deceive me from what I deserve? Happiness, joy, love, anything of that, because the adversary doesn't want you to have that. And the reason why I want you to pay attention to the doubt for you guys, what you're having, because the doubt is the devil talking to you, or the negative energies, or the lower vibrations, however you want to word it, that is the lower energies. Because here's the thing. We got the Tower next. The Tower is a change in life, a change of something good. Now, divine energy will always change things. A lesson will grow. I've got goosebumps for somebody out there. The thing with that is the adversary is going to be on your heels. Yeah. No doubt. Oh, it's too good to be true. Oh, you'll find everything bad about that person. Find everything bad about that job. And then make an excuse not to take the risk to jump into it. Your current energy, guys. Jump into it. You've got to understand that the supernatural powers and the things that they can do and make you feel insecure and not really go for what you're supposed to have, that is so powerful. And that's why the divine puts wisdom and deceit together, because you've got to know who you are internally, to listen to that intuition, to have that intuition is a telephone to the divine. Do you know that? If you're new, your intuition, your gut feeling, that sense of something, and if you have any abilities, those abilities are your telephone. That you're just the conduit. So then you act on it or not. This is going to rock somebody's world. This is going to change it and transform it to this beautiful, beautiful energy. Oh my gosh. Victory all over the place. Stability, peace, comfort, happiness, calm. But this bugger doesn't want you to have it. And that's what's going to plant those seeds of doubt, those plants of insecurities, or, oh, thank you, I didn't even think about that. So they're talking about the past. You're going to drag that past with you, and you're going to say, I can't do that because, what if they're like so-and-so? What if they're like my ex? Well, what if they do this? Or what if they're, what if they're an abuser? You're going to do the what ifs. You can't do the what ifs because 9 times out of 10, the what ifs don't even happen. We do that again. That's that doubt. That's that insecurity. That's that. And that's also, thank you. They're saying, let your past go, because your past isn't your future. Your past is your lessons for you to learn for what you will do or won't do in the future, because you've learned a lesson. I'm not going to put my hand on the stove. I know it's hot. Why would I want to do that? I'm going to get burned. You won't do it again unless you're weak. And that is something that needs to just be worked on, because that's the adversary saying, you're weak. You can't do this. You won't be able to do this. You don't have the skills to do this. Oh, you don't love enough. You're not compassionate enough. Oh, do you remember you were sexually abused and nobody would ever like you like that anymore? Those are the adversaries fighting at you for this beautiful, beautiful union. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen, Leos. All right. Because your challenge card this week is the Page of Cups. Now, the Page of Cups, again, this challenge is an immature, a child learning. How do I put this? So the Page of Cups is very young, but the Page of Cups is growing and maturing. All the other pages are still young, but the Page of Cups is learning and growing from their lessons and everything that they've been doing. And there is no such thing as failure, guys. I will never use the word failure. And if I do, it's a slip, because the adversary knows, because there is no failure. You are learning lessons, whether that lesson is going to be something that you're going to learn again because you didn't listen, or it's a lesson that you go, wow, I'll never do that again, or I don't want to go there again, that kind of a thing. So that is this page growing up, because the cups are about your heart, your desires. So you're actually now in a time process where you're going to start listening to your intuition, your spirit, or your angels, or your guides. I go to the big kahuna. I'm sorry. God is number one to me. I go, if he wants to send me the angels, if he wants to send me the ancestors through, I don't know who they are. The voices, I only know of my past mother and my past brother. Other voices, I don't know. They could be of other ancestors and things like that. But I go to divine. I'm not going to go to the angels. If he wants to send me Archangel Michael or Francis or Tom, Dick, and Harry, he can. However, I go to him first, because that's the thing, is we begin to get our spiritual awakening from God or creator or divine, however you want to put it. And that's where I go first. So when I'm curious about something, just like a Page of Hearts or Page of Cups, it is the hearts in the normal text, sorry. But the Page of Cups, I go to the divine and say, hey, show me, give me the wisdom, and keep the deception away. But sometimes he doesn't, so you've got to be real careful about that. All right. All right, so let's get a little bit of clarity on this, because we've got a lot going on here. I want to know what the Devil card is. Keep trying to keep you bound to. So there's somebody with an insecurity. What is it that the Devil card is keeping bound to? Then I'm going to get clarity on the Tower card, guys. So for those of you that are just tuning in, I just got back from vacation. Thank you. I appreciate it. I was supposed to do some readings from Universal Studios or Disney. Guess what? I forgot my tarot cards at home. So lo and behold, guys, I was frantically looking in all the shops. Somebody's got to have tarot decks. Nobody had tarot decks, but the last couple of days, my daughter is walking by. Now, Disney is not about psychics and stuff like that. He never was. He was very religious, very Catholic man, Walt was. But the thing is, you don't find that stuff in Disney World. Okay, but we're walking through, and my daughter's like, Mom, look at that. There's a booth that says psychic readings. And I'm like, oh, that's probably a facade, some fake, because they're trying to draw you into a lot of facades in Disney, right? So, but then I'm smelling incense, and I'm like, what kind of booth is that? So I'm looking, and there they've got incense and crystals, and it's India. They're doing henna. And then all of a sudden there's tarot readings. I'm like, are you serious, in Disney World? So I'm like, ooh, do they have tarot decks? So the girl back there was done with the reading, and I asked her, you know, hey, I left my tarot decks at home. Do you guys sell any tarot decks by chance? And she said, yeah, we have some in this case. So I picked a couple of decks, but then it just poured and poured and poured, so I wasn't able to do a reading for you guys. So I deeply apologize. I really wanted to do one. I just didn't want to do one on my hotel room bed. And plus, I was so exhausted. We walked, literally, guys, 95 miles in 11 days. That's how much we walked. And my leg held up until the last couple of days. And what happened was I stepped off the bus wrong. And I think I messed up my knee again. So we're going to have to go back. So anyway, I've got the new tarot deck that I'm using. It is this one here. Did I turn it around? It's the Thoth deck. This is a fun deck. This has got a lot of good energies in it. I don't know. I've never seen this deck before. It's made with the U.S. Game Systems, and it's also through Aleister Crowley. I got another deck. I don't resonate with that deck as much as this one, so we're going to get some clarification on this. All right, so the Devil, I'd like clarification on this, please. I would like clarification in the light and the love and powers of divine only, please. All other low vibrations out. I pray this in your name. I don't know. I just don't like this card in the middle. However, somebody's being kept bound in something. So we have the Queen of Swords, Death, and the Seven of Wands in reverse. So the Queen of Swords, as we know, is about seeking truth. So you're really going to have to look at the truth of you guys. You're going to have to be honest with yourselves 100%. What is it that I really want to do? I don't know what this is coming up, this transition in your life or whatever this is happening, but this is all for the good. But you got to be sure and know what it is that you want in your true self. Not what somebody else wants you to do, not what some work wants you to do or somebody else's idea. Oh, you should do this. Whenever somebody tells you you should do this, tell them, step in my shoes first and step into my head first before you tell me what I should do, because you don't even have a clue who I am. Even if you've known me for 30 years, deep down, I kept myself secret for over 40 years because we ourselves know us. Divine knows us. So make sure that you're walking in the truth on that. Okay, so because this is the number one. What you're doing is you're putting that person that you're faking it to the outside world to bed. You're burying it. That person is, gone. You don't need to be that person anymore. This is your insecure person. This is your person that will fake it until they make it because of fear. This is fear right here because you cannot be the original person that you want to be. That is your deception. Thank you. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. You're deceiving people of who you really, really are and the decisions that you make based on somebody else. Oh my gosh, is this why you had me post that video today? I had no plans on uploading a video on decisions and choices. I had no plans, but Divine said last night, edit it. And I'm like, oh my God, and that took me hours to edit that. But it's about your choices and your decisions on how you base them. And one of the things in that is we base it on how we are been trained and not who we are inside. So we want to put that person to death, basically, that, just say, you know what, you've appeased me, you've done well, you kept things hidden and you have allowed me to live in secret. Now I need you to go to bed. I need you to go and bury, because it's like, with sexual abuse, with any kind of abuse, you hide in fear and you become what people want you to be because you are afraid of being who you really are, or telling or sharing what happened to you. This is a decision for somebody. This is the risk this week. This is the risk card, is this week's card. That is the risk to take, to maybe share some information that is going to enlighten you and open your future up to this thing that you really think is too good to be true. It's not too good to be true. It's just your thought process that needs to transform, because this card, the Devil card, wants you to stay where you're at. Oh my God, 34 minutes already. I apologize. Okay, so then we have the Seven of Wands. In this deck, it's called the Valor, but it's in reverse. That's not going to bring you victory if you don't open up and share what it is that you want, or what it is that you desire, or what decision you're trying to make, what choice you're trying to do. If it's the real you, if you do that, you are going to change or transform your world completely. The Tower card is right after the Devil. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you face your fears and that devil of what you are afraid of in moving forward, or making a decision in, or a choice for yourself, this is going to stay the same, and you'll still be, you'll still be bound. You need to face it and rock that world, rock that tower down, take that demolition and blow that building up and let it fall. That's where it really needs, because your challenge card is your heart. This is you're growing. Your spiritual awakening is growing. Your decisions, your choices, and everything are growing. All right. This is beautiful because you're in an awakening state. This is the new moon energy, guys. This is the time where it's going to start moving forward, because we're going to go into the waxing moon. The waxing moon is all about bringing abundance in. When we get to the waning moon, then we got to release our crap. But right now we're into the waxing moon until we get to the full moon. And that's the astrology part. That's the intellectual thinking part, where we have to begin to think, how can I bring in abundance? How can I bring love? How can I bring joy? How can I bring happiness? And then once we get to that full moon, we're going to say, how can I release the crap so I can keep this happiness? That's the number one thing. All right. So before we go, because I'm running long on Leos, but again, this was I ran Leos first after Virgos. Virgos came first. Divine said do Virgos first. And also, too, I had a request from one of my viewers to do Virgos first. The reason why I take requests in who they want me to do first for that week is there's obviously a need. There's a struggle. There's a challenge that you're going through. And this is what I am here for. I am a life coach, spiritual life coach. And this is the time when somebody calls their energy, there is something heavy on their energy, something heavy on your heart that you're struggling with. Even though you've been given the answer, sometimes we can't see it until somebody brings it out for you, or gives you an aha moment, or something of that nature. So I had a viewer, Felix, want Leo's next. So something's going on in his or her heart, that is just basically wanting to have an answer, that maybe this will bring it to them. All right. However, for right now, love doesn't always show up in a reading, because Divine is saying, this is what I want you to focus on. He wants you to focus on and making sure you understand what is deceptive and going on, what is coming towards you that is deceptive, and what is wisdom. You got to listen to your intuition. And you got to listen. If I teach life coaching at all, I teach about how to listen, because if you learn to listen, you can learn to read between the lines or the red flags that pop up. And that will give you so much peace and solace, because you'll know somebody's lying to you. Being an empath, that helps too. But it will definitely teach you how to grow your skills of knowing when somebody's lying to you, or they're being a wolf in sheep's clothing. That's the Divine's energy. This is the key point, is to know if it's a real sheep, or if it's a wolf in sheep's clothing. All right. So let's see what the Lovers have, or relationships, or a new relationship, or dating. Okay. So we have the Chess Queen. Chess Queen is about trust and strategizing. It's also about the number 3, which is acknowledgement, which goes with your future energies, guys. This is the Wind Fairy energies. This is your Wind Fairy energies. So if you're dating, or if you're in a relationship, wrong way, shaggy. This is about trust and strategizing. This is about really paying attention to not only the thoughts and words and the intellectual analysis of what's going on in your dating. It should take 3 dates. If you're brand new dating somebody, 3 dates, and that's that interview process. Do you want to go on after that or not? You should be able to get all your answers. It's an interview. First 3 dates are interviews, and everybody's going to have their peacock feathers all out. That's when it's really when you're paying attention to the words, paying attention to the actions, paying attention to the intellectual strategy that they're trying to see. Is it a wolf or is it a sheep? Okay, so in your dating, is it a wolf or is it a sheep? And you got to pay attention. Yeah, they're going to put their goods forward. Everybody does. We put our good self forward, but then after that 3rd date, you have to say, are the morals the same? Are the values the same? Is that person got high integrity? Do they have goals? Do they have dreams? What is it? Or are they all about themselves? I talk about myself, and you never get a chance to say any words in edgewise, right? But this is about acknowledging the strategy. Yeah, and what do you need to release? What do you need to release? We have to look at those two things in together, because to release, when we get into that full moon and the waning moon, that's when we begin to release. Right now, we're trying to get all the information, trying to get all what we need to know about that person. Now, if you're in a relationship, you're still doing the same thing. You never know that person 100%, even until they pass on. You'll never know them 100%. But the thing is, you have to learn how to trust. Trust is huge. Trust is taking a risk. Now, if you've been burnt a couple of times dating or been in a couple of marriages, yeah, that is a risk. But you've got to remember that person, that new person, is not the old person. And again, that is the devil energy keeping you bound and doesn't want you to move on. He wants you to stay right there. He doesn't want you to move on. Now, if you get rid of him and you say, I'm going to trust this new person because they're not who this past person was, then that tower is going to change. It's going to flourish because you know what? You took a chance. You took a risk. You're going to leave that past person back there. You're not going to bring them up. Well, you're just like my last ex. You're just like my whatever ex. No, you're going to take the risk and say, you know what? You're a new person. You're not my ex. Even though there's some parallels, you're still not my ex. That brain is different. That heart is different. That person is different. And you're going to let go. And that's what you have to release. Okay? That is something that you have to release. Okay, thank you. So they're saying for this couple who've been in an argument or whatever they've been going through, maybe somebody's not been talking to each other for a couple of days, or I feel like it's been a week or more. This is when you have to release that. You have to understand that that perspective and your perspective are not the same. I don't know who's going through this, but that person's perspective is not the same, and you have to ask. That's the acknowledgement part. You have to ask, hey, can we sit and talk about this? I would like to know more clear why, this is the way that you choose to do things. I know a gentleman, that his way of dealing with an issue is clamming up and not talking to you for a week or two. Very immature. That is not the way to communicate. That is more of treating you like, okay, I'm going to punish you because of the way that you think. Rather than saying, you know what, I'm pissed off. I don't like this. This is my perspective on it. Whether you like it or not, we can discuss it. But however, I'm not going to change. That's much more mature than clamming up and not talking about it. Yeah, you can clam up for a couple hours and say, you know what, I need to go to my corner and think. But when it's days and weeks, that is immature. That's destructive. That is not healthy. That is toxic. That is not a good way to communicate. All right. I don't know who that's for, and I don't know why all that came out. But you got to release that, and you got to get the information. You've got to go for this. Take the risk. I have no problem saying, hey, can we sit down and talk about this like two mature people, and just so that I can get your perspective. Should never be any yelling, should never be any screaming, should never be any of that kind of stuff going. But this is a risk to take for somebody because it's new. It's that new creative, curious energy of the page. This is your challenge card. Now, are you going to take it or you're not? That's up to you. That's up to you guys. All right, so this is going to be a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful read, but you've got to release the devil. You got to release the bondage. You got to release the fear. You've got to release this insecurity. This insecurity is just a fear. Anger is just a fear. And all these things that are destructive, which is him, is a fear. This is all about fear. We only make choices. Again, I cannot believe he had me do this video up today. We only make choices and decisions based out of two things, love and fear. So if you haven't watched the upload I just did this morning, subscribe, hit the bell. You'll see it up there. Or I've got like 3 other videos he wants me to do. I don't know when he's going to have me do them. They're sitting on my desktop front. And I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do these for? But he's got me doing them for whatever reason. And I believe it's spiritual awakening and spiritual growth. But it is about making poor choices and decisions, or how and why we make the decisions that we do in the manner that we make them, and how to change it. Okay. So Leos, you got a lot going on right now, but remember, your first card out is the 6 of Wands, victory. And people will watch you. This is a soul victory. This is not going to your friends and saying, hey, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? No, this is your decision with divine and divine alone. And look at the person carrying the victory wreath. The victory wreath is being held by one person. That is you. And that is going to bring you such an inner joy that you made the right decision or choice or whatever it is, or you beat the deception and you really paid attention to your intuition, you paid attention to the red flags, you paid attention, and you used that wisdom rather than going and using your brain knowledge, and you beat this devil. And this Tower card is a good card. It's not a bad card at all. All right. So I hope this was good. Please, please, please like, share, subscribe. Thank you. And I'm glad to be back from vacation, fully refueled. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll be notified. Now, I do my readings weekly, guys, live. So you can always come in and say hello, tell me where you're from. I love to know that. You can always email me any questions at all. I do Skypes and I do FaceTimes with clients. If you have a need for that, then just go to divinewarriorintuitive.com and look at some of the programs and some of the sessions that I have for life balance or whatever it is that you need. Or just email me. Hey, I have a question. I don't know what to do about this. And I would be happy to answer anything that you have to say or ask. All right. So I hope this was helpful. I hope that you guys have a great week. Keep that new moon in mind, because the energies are a roller coaster with your emotions and your feelings. Try to hold off on major decisions until the 12th or the 13th if you're watching this before. Because if you are, or somebody around you is emotional, extremely sensitive, that is what's going on. So give them space for a little bit, because they don't understand why either. I've watched a tarot reader. She had no idea why she goes, I'm all weepy. I don't know why. And I'm like, it's the new moon. But she doesn't do astrology. So there's probably why she doesn't. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great week. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to walk in absolute truth, which is divine truth, not earthly truth, and love. And I'll see you next week. Take care.